What's up YouTube, it's Zoroark TCG here and I'm back with another TCG video for you guys. As you know, on my channel you get all the latest competitive TCG information in town, so be sure you are subscribed so you never miss out. In this video I am very excited and also afraid and also everything in between because the next rotation has been officially announced by Pokemon. That's right, the official Pokemon company announced that the rotation will take place just before Worlds. That is on the 15th of August. That means I will be going to Worlds. I already booked my flight and everything, got my championship points. But I'm now shocked because a lot of sets will rotate. The sets that will rotate is of course Sun and Moon, Guardians Rising, Burning Shadows, Crimson Invasion and Shining Legends. As you see here, all the cards that will be legal in the 2020 format will be Ultra Prism all the way up to Unified Minds. That will be the set in August. We'll get that soon. Hopefully there will be a lot of reprints in that set. Otherwise we will be screwed because a lot of the way we are building decks will fall apart. If you want to learn more, definitely stick around. We'll talk about which cards we're going to lose, which decks fall apart, and how the meta will actually develop with the loss of those cards. So if you're interested in that, stick around guys, because this is going to be a little bit of a long video to just give you all the information in town. Okay. We can also use Black Star promos at 94 all the way to the latest one. So if you are having a Sun and Moon promo and it's 1 up all the way to 93, unfortunately, that is rotated out, so we're also going to talk about which promos that actually have a lot of impact in the format and which ones we're going to lose. Also, cards in the mini sets like Dragon Majesty and the Detective Pikachu mini set, both are legal, so that is going to be the set. Ultra Prism all the way to Unified Minds, and then of course Dragon Majesty and Detective Pikachu and the Sun and Moon Black Star promos, Sun and Moon 94 all the way to the latest one. So those will be the format legal for Worlds. As mentioned, on the August of 15th the rotation takes place, and on the 16th is the first day of Worlds. Oh my god, it's gonna be crazy. Okay, which sets will be gone? Here we have them, a little overview. Sun and Moon, Guardians Rising, Burning Shadows, Crimson Invasion, Shining Legends. That might seem like a huge gap, and it is, because a lot of playable cards are in here, and we're gonna actually, which cards are gone? Let's talk about them separately, set by set. We have Sun and Moon. The TCG saw a huge amount of play during its first release, and also during a couple of months ago with Zoroark and all that good stuff. It does see a lot of sniping capabilities, but we're gonna lose that. Lorantis saw a little bit of showing here and there. Lapras is actually kind of huge, since Fire will be huge with Unbroken Bonds, but yeah, let's say goodbye to Lapras. Vikavolt, Rayquaza, you know the deal, how it goes. Also Vikavolt, Tapu Lele, the main core of that will be lost, so no more Tapu Lele Vikavolt and Rayquaza Vikavolt. Rayquaza is still a thing. It's in the Celestial Storm. You can make a quad version maybe, make it really speedy with Tapu Koko Prism Star. That deck is not gone, but the Tapu Lele, that deck is history. Alola Muk is gone. You don't have a way to shut down abilities anymore, so that is terrific. Although there is a slacking in the Celestial Storm set, which also shuts down abilities, but it's a stage 2. But with accelerated energy, could be kind of a thing. But yeah, Alola Muk is gone. We typically saw it to just shut down things like Jirachi, Tapu Lele, everything that has a basic no longer has an ability. We have Passimian here. Passimian used to be a kind of a rogue deck, a budget deck, friendly, very nice to play, because if you just got into the game, you don't want to spend bazillion amount of dollars. So Passimian was great. The head weakness against popular Pokemon like Zoroark and Pikachu, so it's now gone. We have Solgaleo, saw a little bit of play here and there. Recently saw a little bit of play with Alola Ninetales, the one from... which set was it again? Let me just think about that. The one with Mysterious Guidance, Lost Thunder. Yeah, that was the Alola Ninetales, that resurgent, the Solgaleo here a little bit. Then we have Eevee, the one with energy as evolution. That means it can evolve. If you attach an energy, you can search your deck for a Pokemon that evolves from that and from the same type of basic energy. We have Oranguru with Instruct. We saw it in a lot of decks here. Buzzwole, Garbodor, Shrine. We saw it in Granbull. So we have to say goodbye to Oranguru. So I do think Granbull is a little bit falling apart here. Without Oranguru, it's kind of a dead deck in my opinion. You could play it with the Substrika and the Macargo, but very clunky. So we're already saying goodbye to a lot of decks here. We're saying goodbye to Lapras deck. We're saying goodbye to the Decidueye deck, Tapu Lele Vikavolt. We're saying goodbye to Granbull a little bit, and it's gonna be huge. Saying goodbye to Passimian as well. So which trainers do we lose? Energy Retrieval, not seeing a lot of play. XP Share, also not seeing a lot of play. Great Ball used to see a little bit of play on Lost March and stuff. Nuzlocke, this is a huge one. Nuzlocke is almost in every deck nowadays, and we're gonna have to say goodbye to that. So how do we make decks? We don't even have Ultra Ball. I put a question mark here because I wonder if they will reprint Ultra Ball, and the same goes for Double Carlos Energy, because without him, how do we even make the format work? Double Carlos Energy used to be paired hand in hand with decks like Zoroark, and more about Zoroark later. So DCE gets rotated out. We do have Accelerated Energy and of course the Unbroken Bond stat, which might help to just replace that, but that energy gets discarded at the end of your turn and only works for evolution Pokemon. So we definitely desperately need a double Chaos Energy or Ultra Ball reprint, otherwise the format will be looking very weird. Poison Barb is something rogue that some people might use, and we saw Carl Peters, of course, at the special event, and Lil used that to win the special event, so saw a little bit of significance here and there. Pokemon Catcher, not one of those flippy coins, but does target one of the opponent's bench Pokemon. We have to say goodbye to that. Timer Ball, flippy coins, a lot of flip coins in this set, and Professor Kukui and Skullgrunt. Professor Kukui this see a lot of play to just get the extra turn damage, and Skullgrunt and Stall decks. Stall decks will actually lose a little bit of cards, but more on that later. So yeah, saying goodbye to Ultra Ball and DC, I cannot believe that. They will have to reprint those cards. That's why I'm putting question marks just yet, because I wonder how decks will be able, how you are gonna be able to make decks. Are you gonna play Professor Elm's Lecture with communication? Is that gonna be the main thing? Maybe yeah, the only deck that has a serious amount of cards that they don't lose is like Ultra Necrozma Malamar, in my opinion, but we're gonna have to talk about that later. So now Guardians Rising, what do we lose? Alolan Vulpix with the Beacon, a free attack to just search your Pokemon out. Yeah, it got destroyed by Zapdos early game, but it does saw a little bit of significance in the format. Alolan Ninetales, the Water type, does hit weakness against those nasty Fire types of Unbroken Bonds. We have Tapu Koko GX. This is a huge one for Lightning decks. Every Lightning decks has their Koko GX to just dish out a lot of damage with Tapu Thunder GX. We have Garbodor. It shook up the format when it first came out with Drampa. I did not put Drampa on this list because it's weak to fighting and it didn't see a lot of relevance in the standard format as of late, so it's not in here. But yeah, Drampa is also gone. Garbodor, Dalmice to just get that extra 10 damage with your metal types. Tapu Lele GX is gone. I didn't put a question mark here, and just safely to say a lot of people stepped away from Tapu Lele GX. They played things like Jirachi and stuff, so not even afraid. Even the Danny GX is out when Unbroken Bonds gets released. So Tapu Lele GX, not the biggest loss ever, but it did help with consistency and a lot of decks early game to just get that supporter of choice. Lily, Elm, whatever it was. Lycanroc GX. Oh, that was a huge one. Ever since it came out, paired hand in hand with Zoroark, that deck falls apart. No more Lycanroc, no more Zoroark, but more on that later. Metagross does see a little bit of play during its lifespan, and also Sylveon GX. Yeah, I hate that deck. Used to came across that in the Leipzig regionals, and that actually cost me 2 games. So that's why I didn't make it to day 2. So Sylveon, screw you, but you're gone. Next up, the item cards of the training cards of Guardians Rising. Eater's Paradise Conservation Area sees a little bit of play. Will it see a reprint? And maybe it's a secret rare reprint. That's why I also put a question mark on Brooklet Hill right here, because I do think Brooklet Hill will get a secret rare eventually. So it will get legal once again when the secret rare gets released. Ultra of the Moon saw a bit of play, but gets overshadowed by Viridian Forest and most of those kind of decks. Aqua Patch is gone, so no longer acceleration for water decks. Quagsire, is it gonna fall apart? Who knows? We're gonna have to wait and see. There's also Choice Band with that gone, and the additional 30 damage to GXs is gone. That means no longer you're gonna have to one-shot wars. Maybe you just have to get lots of energies onto your Pokemon in order to just get those huge attacks off, because Choice Band is gone. Energy Lotto, searching the correct energy at the correct time. Actually, look at the top 7 cards. You used to see a lot of play with the special energy decks, DCE and all that stuff, to just find them. We have Enhanced Hammer, get rid of that, get rid of the special energies. Field Blower, getting rid of tool cards. Imagine a format where the tool cards you put on, they stick forever. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna miss Field Blower. Mallow, fantastic, a card to just put cards on the top of the deck. There is of course Max Potion. Healing stuff off completely is huge, and with the loss of Ace Roller, which we're gonna talk about later, how our stall decks are gonna survive? They cannot heal anymore. We have Multi-Switch, and there's a Rescue Stretcher, which used to be like in every deck to recover Pokemon. How do we recover Pokemon? Do we have to rely on Oranguru, Resource Management? I don't know. The format is gonna go crazy. Now, Burning Shadows, where this set has actually been quite relevant, because Gardevoir actually won the World Championships, and this Vileplume, this first one on the slide here, is that Vileplume actually saw a lot of actually play to just block basic Pokemon, and the format used to be all basic. So yeah, Vileplume did saw a little bit of play. We have Gliscopod. Torrid Recklove made Gliscopod Zoroark famous, and we have to say goodbye to that first impression, which was fun. 120 for just a single energy if you come from the bench. Pretty similar like Zapdos nowadays. Ho-Oh is gone, but we have Reshiram and Charizard and Reshiram GX tag team coming up, so who cares about Ho-Oh? But Salazzle is gone. Salazzle used to be kind of the part of the deck of Ho-Oh Salazzle, but Salazzle could also be part of the Charizard deck. So that's why we're actually gonna miss Salazzle GX a little bit because of Diabolical Claw, finishing off games, a lot of Ninetales, Luminous Barrier. We do have a reprint. I do think it lost under set if I have to recall, or was it a set after that? Who cares? We do have another one, a Fairy type, so yeah, rely on that. Well, either way, Aqua Patch is also gone. Gyarados, Philip Schultz made this deck famous, and the Harrogate Regionals, and we have to say goodbye to the Gyarados. Raichu, Evo Shock, I do think it was Bart or something like that. Making the stall deck with Raichu work at the International, so saying goodbye to Raichu. Survivor saw a bit of play thanks to Carl Peters. We have Necrozma GX, Gascan, yeah, that's gone. No more Necrozma GX, Marshadow GX, likewise, used to be in the same deck. Malamar, all the energies onto them. We say goodbye to those Pokemon. Weavile, Rule of Evil, fun decks, Wear Around, spread decks, and then Gardevoir GX is gone. I know a very personal close friend of mine is gonna be so sad that Gardevoir is gone, but we do have Gardevoir and Sylveon Tag Team GX, so there's that. Oh yeah, the trainer cards, Acerola, pain in the heart. How many times has Acerola saved you, yeah, a couple of prize cards the opponent didn't take because you Acerola the way. Bodybuilding dumbbells, extra HP for stage 1s, Escape Rope. They need to reprint Escape Rope. My Zapdos is demanding that. Guzma. Yeah, Guzma will be gone. Imagine a format where you can no longer target Pokemon. Pokemon Catcher will be gone. Guzma will be gone, and Lycanroc will be gone. How do we target Pokemon? They need to reprint something really quickly, otherwise the format will be stale and everybody will be playing stall? I don't know. You can retreat infinitely or whatever. I don't know. We have Kiawe. It's gone, not to set up your Charizard and Reshiram all the way until the 15th of August, then you say goodbye to Kiawe, but we do have Welder, so who cares? We have Plumeria for the stall decks. No longer are you gonna discard our energies. Either way, the Crushing Hammer is reprinted though, so you can rely on Crushing Hammer, but Enhanced Hammer is also gone, so, and an Acerola and Max Potion. Yeah, stall decks, that's gonna be weird. Potown, smacking damage if you evolve, 3 damage counters, and Sophocles and Weakness Policy. Getting rid of your weakness, you can still do that with the Solgaleo GX, the promo one, which is OP by the way. If you evolve, all of your Pokemon do not have weakness at all. So, moving forward, we're gonna have Crimson Invasion. Not a lot to say. Crimson Invasion was kind of a weak set in my opinion, so that's why there's not a lot of cards on here. Kind of relevant ones, Magikarp with Submerge, if you play the other Gyarados from the latest set. What was the latest set? Team Up? Yeah. Gourgeist, I used to play that in regionals just because Gourgeist is fun. Pumpkin Bomb, tool shenanigans. How many tools you have, the more damage. Salandit, I put Salandit on here. You might say, what is that weird common Pokemon doing there? Well, it's because this is can be searched out with Mysterious Treasure. And yeah, with Mysterious Treasure you can just search that out, so that's why I put it in here. Cards that work really well for consistency are nowadays Mysterious Treasure, Pokemon Communication, Netball, so Grass Pokemon still have it good, but yeah, just to search out your Psychic Salandit will no longer work. We only have Fire ones. Boswell GX saw a huge amount of play. Who played Boswell Lycanroc with Artillery? Everybody raise your hands, it's gonna be one of you guys. Probably that's gonna be because that was the most dominant deck last season. Now it gets rotated out. Boswell GX saw not the longest run ever, but finally saying goodbye. Guzzlord, there's always those Guzzlord people at the tournament. It's gone. Registeel setting up your metal type Pokemon, and Kartana GX slicing off special energies and getting a cheeky prize card with Blade GX. Regigigastal, get out of here. No longer are you gonna annoy people. And then for the trainer cards, not a lot of relevant things. Counter Catcher saw a bit of play. Gladion and those rogue decks. Counter Energy is kind of a huge one because those made those weak rogue decks work if you're behind in prize cards, double rainbow. And there's of course Devoured Field, additional 10 damage for dragon types and darkness types. Fighting Memory and Psychic Memory are gone. So yeah, funny fact, Silvally got a reprint in Ultra Prism, so Silvally is not on the list here with Crimson Invasion, but it loses 2 of its best typings here with its memory, so I wonder if Silvally will do the trick, although there's Accelerated Energy. Okay, Shining Legends, that mini set actually has a lot of sweet cards. We say goodbye to Venusaur, Jungle Totem, more energies, Shayman, Flippity Flap, Rally Back to just smack down 120 if you're, yeah, one of their Pokemon got knocked out last turn. Shining Legends also brought a lot of Shinings with Shining Genesect, Shining Arceus, those were kind of relevant. Keldeo again, this one was kind of huge because Fire is huge, or is going to become huge with Unbroken Bonds, and this one, Resolute Blade, actually one-shots a lot of those threats. Definitely Baby Blacephalon. Raikou, good in the mirror and Zapdos, and then there's also the way to set up your Pikarom. Raichu GX, yeah, it was kind of a pain in the heart to say goodbye to Raichu GX. It was so much fun. We got, of course, a Molgon searching out the Nuzzle Pokemon and all that good stuff, but never saw the top success it deserved. We have Latios, yeah, Breakthrough, kind of similar like Tapu Koko Flying Flip, which we'll get to later. Marshadow. Marshadow Let Loose is finally gone. No longer you're gonna spam Burbank City with, oh, just ban Let Loose Marshadow already. I lost the tournament because of Marshadow. No longer is that gonna work. Although reset stamp is around the corner, so be careful. Yeah, get rid of Marshadow. Hoopa. Say Scoundrel Guard ability, which of course we still have Luminous Barrier with the little Ninetales, the Fairy type, but there's also a Keldeo GX coming that is immune to GXs again. Also gonna be kind of a successor of Hoopa, although that's his GX. There's Zoroark-GX. Yeah, a little bit of silence. We finally say goodbye to Zoroark-GX. It saw success and dominated the format ever since its release. So now we finally buried Zoroark-GX, which will be the top decks. Nobody knows because Zoroark is not around. Zoroark is just so good, and it's gonna be so weird not seeing him at the top table. So no more longer Zoroark at Worlds. Zoroark's not gonna win Worlds. Ho. That is just fantastic. I'm lost for words here because a lot of decks were based around Zoroark. Zoroark Gliscor, Zoroark Gardevoir, Zoroark Gallade. Back in the days, we had Zoroark Gyarados, all Zoroark decks. Then Shining Arceus saw a bit of play with Malamar as a spread. Items, again, I put the Ultra Ball and of course the DCE here. I cannot believe those cards will get rotated out. They will have to see a reprint. So I'm not sure if they will ever rotate out. We have to wait until the set in August gets released on Unified Minds. Hopefully that set brings a lot of reprints. Otherwise the format will be pretty still. I don't know what the top decks will be. Promos, Tapu Bulu, get out of here. Snorlax, not that I saw any play. Lurantis with Saptal a little bit. Shining Lugia, dominated with Shrine, and then Tapu Koko Flying Flip. It was just so huge. DCE 20 on everything and Shining Celebi. So, what can we conclude here is that, let's just go over all these cards. The things that I find most crazy that are gonna rotate out is Alolan Muk, Oranguru. Here is Nazball, Ultra Ball and DCE. There's Lele and Koko GX. There's Choice Band, Rescue Stretch, and maybe the Hammer. And there's, of course, yeah, the Field Blowers, very important. We're gonna have no longer... Oh, these cards never saw too much play lately, so not too big of a loss here. Yeah, Azrael and Guzma, format without that, I cannot imagine it. So, yeah, this is gonna be the quick recap video of what we're gonna lose. Next, you have to say goodbye to the Zoroark Lycanroc. It's just not gonna work anymore. The thing that I think is gonna be the best deck is Ultra Necrozma Malamar, if I had to guess, because that deck, if I just have to go to Limitless, let's just open a browser here, because we totally can. And I'm just wondering which deck will be the best out of the bunch if we just compare it with what is being played right now. Pikarom will probably lose their Ultra Balls and stuff, but the Malamar decks do still have their Mysterious Treasures, so there's that. Also, yeah, I'm just gonna wait with that. I'm gonna make a separate video on which decks are gonna be the best ones after rotation, so definitely stick around if you're interested to see that. And that's gonna be this video, the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to demolish the like button. Let me know which card you are, yeah, just so sad to see go, and which one you're happy about. For me, personally, Marshadow Let Loose, that is just barbaric and crazy to think about. Yeah, losing games thanks to Marshadow or winning games thanks to Marshadow. Is that healthy for the format? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video and what you think about this crazy huge news. I am interested in your opinion, and that's it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. We're going to talk about the best decks after rotation. Anyhow, see you guys then. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.